If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
There are many treatments for anxiety, from talk therapies which tend to be slow and often painful with no guaranteed outcome, to medication which can only mask the symptoms rather than providing a cure. I have worked with many people who suffer with anxiety, and in my experience, the only way to end anxiety for good and start living a life of confidence, happiness and inner peace is to uncover the deep, often hidden root cause of the anxiety and release it at a subconscious level. When this happens, the relief is immediate and life-changing. The mind lets go of the vicious circle of negative thinking, the body lets go of the vicious circle of negative feelings, and anxiety simply dissolves permanently. No one should have to live with anxiety, especially when it can be effortlessly and easily resolved. I hear you. Try not to think about this subject over and over. Just know that you want to make a change. Break it down into small parts. Think about where your anxiety happens the most. Is it constant, or do people or places bring it up? Then find ways to either reduce contact with such people or places, but do not avoid them completely. Try and notice when you need to relax. Have a selection of tools that you know work for you to calm you down. That can be anything: warm baths, walking in nature, essential oils, candles, or reading a good book away from anyone. It can take time to find out when your anxiety is coming up and you actually need to lean to monitor your mind and your thoughts so that they don't have a chance to control you. There are things that make anxiety worse or more likely: coffee, poor sleep, low self-esteem, isolation, and you'll learn what those things are for you. Keep notes. Write about the times you were anxious and notice any patterns, and also write down any times when you have taken action and reduced the symptoms. This way you can see when you make improvements. There will be many times when you flip, and that's okay too. Just keep learning and you'll get better. Join forums online and see what other people do to cope. I wouldn't suggest hanging out on these often, and be careful not to be dragged into other people's problems. Get what you can and only help if you feel strong enough. Anxiety is a lifelong problem for some and only a short-term issue for others, as I have suggested. Just break everything down and don't try to do everything all at once. Loads of us have horrible anxiety and we do our best to cope. That's all we can do? If after all of that, you are really suffering, you'll need to contact a drive. All the best. Anxiety is another word for fear. It usually appears when you have something new to do, expand your comfort zone, have to move into the unknown, etc. Fear is the lack of information. If you know more about what you are doing by researching it, there is nothing to fear. If you know you are growing into a better place, what is there to fear? If you know the future has good things waiting for you, what is there to fear? Trust the universe only wants good things for you and have faith as you move through the new experience.